I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking Gibbs. What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But today, I want to talk with you guys about this new album from Freddie Gibbs called You Only Live Twice. Now, Gangsta Gibbs is an MC from out of Indiana who has just had the craziest past year or so because he actually just beat a rape charge and was locked up overseas in Austria. But now he's home and he's hitting us up with this project. And if you're a fan of Freddie Gibbs like I am, I'm sure you were excited to hear this because you wanted to hear what he had to say about that crazy year he's had. And he's also been known to be very versatile as an MC. I mean, he comes through with these double time flows, he does a bit of harmonizing, and even production-wise, he's been known to mix it up because he's got that classic album Cocaine Pinata where he comes through with Mad Lib's sample-based production. You get a lot of Dope Boy Tales on there. But then, on Shadow of a Doubt, for just another example, this album was a bit more wavy, catchy, and a little bit more mainstream, I would say. So I was ready to hear this one, and after listening through it a bunch of times, I do like this, and I think it's pretty dope, but I would say that it's one of my least favorite Freddie Gibbs projects because, first of all, it's very short, and that sort of makes it feel like he rushed this out as if he just wanted to get it out and talk about everything he's been through, because I'm sure he had a lot to get off of his chest, and you know, he likely wants to clear the air because of these crazy rape charges and all that bullshit. He really does go into detail on this album, including on the single Crushed Glass, where you get these very elegant strings, so I did like that production. It's kind of somber, which matches the sad tone of this, as he raps about what it was like to be locked up in Austria and beat this case that was put on him by a groupie bitch. So I do appreciate how he's going into that content and letting us know what's been up with him, but the line that really stuck out to me on this song is when he says that in the past he beat the DEA and the task, but now it's this shit that has his back up against the wall. I just thought that was kind of a cool perspective because he's been living this dangerous lifestyle for so much of his life and he ended up all right. And out of everything, it was the case with this woman that really had him about to lose everything. It was just a cool way to rap about how he's been through so much and is still going through some shit. So I did like this track, but I also wasn't a fan of that hook because I felt like the female vocalist just felt a little bit too poppy, man. I think it would have sounded better if maybe Freddie had sang it with those harmonies he has that are kind of smooth, maybe a bit rough around the edges, or even a singer who was a bit more raw, just to add that more depressing and emotional feel to it. I think that would have worked better, but at the same time, this is a song where he's kind of coming out of everything all right, or at least as a better man, so I guess you could say that uplifting voice works as well, but for me, I didn't really like that, and that was one minor thing about the track I didn't care for. Now on Homesick, once again, he's detailing his dope-dealing past and some of the things he's been through, but he's also looking towards the future and saying that he doesn't want his daughter to have to do some of the crazy things he had to just to survive. This includes when he used to sell dope just to help out his mama, who would accept the money but didn't accept what he was doing. So I like how you get to see the very different sides of Freddie Gibbs on this track. There's even a line where he says that he's selling dope, but he's still donating money to children. So he's having this inner struggle where he knows he's doing negative things, but he's doing what he has to get by. So I like to hear this from Freddie Gibbs. He is showing some growth on this project, I think, at least as far as the content, because obviously going through all the shit he did, you would grow as a person in one way or the other. And even on the outro of Homesick, he talks a bit about how he has this realization that he has to put his wife and daughter first, because at the end of the day, that's who he loves, they love him, that's who matters, and he can't be out here bullshitting in the street. But speaking of the street, as you would expect, Gangsta Gibbs is going to come through with some of those Dope Boy Tales and grimy ass bangers. The song, Dear Maria, has this thick ass bass. Man, it is so thick, like Leighton Benton, one of my favorites. If you don't know who she is, I mean, I ain't really gonna go out of my way, but if you do know who she is, you know damn well what I'm talking about. And on this one, Freddie is just reminiscing on this lady, Maria, who really helped him get into the dope game and just helped him through some tough times, or at least helped him make money through the dope game. So you know what? He's showing some love to this girl. Love the flows on this track. I think throughout this album, Gibbs is still flowing his ass off, as you would expect. Again, he mixes in some harmonies and double time flows. And the only track where he felt a little bit off was on Alexys. There's just this part where the beat drops out and it kind of seemed like his flow was rushed and a little bit clumsy, although I still fuck with that track. Has this very smooth bell production. And I also like that line on here where he says how the rap game had him thinking that he needed a foreign bitch, and that had him ignoring his black queen. So he actually expands on this idea a little bit further by thinking to himself that maybe he's not setting the best example for his daughter, the young girls in his hood, his nieces, and just the black women around him by making it seem like you gotta be foreign to be beautiful or be desired by a black man like him. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing for him to spit about. Again, you're getting to see some different sides of Gangsta Gibbs, and I like how he put some content into this project that really helped elevate it and make it better. But even the tracks that didn't have a lot of content were all right to me because the production throughout this is some damn fire. You got this very wavy late night tip sound on Phone Lit, but this would still be my least favorite track because as far as the songwriting and bars, not too much stuck out to me. Just some shit to ride around to at night. Freddie's doing a bit of singing about how his phone's lit. There's some bars about girls on here. Just some very basic shit, but it does sound cool and it's very wavy, as I said. You also get the song Amnesia. This is just a banger with some deep 808s and some vocal samples or vocal chops coming into play. But god damn, man, 20 Karat Jesus has this beat switch up that is damn beautiful, just like this cover. It is on some heavenly, majestic type of shit. I love the vocal samples that are ringing throughout it. And it's also pretty cool how he throws back to OJ the Juice Man's track, Make the Trap Say, "Hey!" and also Mike Jones's track back then. He just references these songs in his bars on this track. So I thought that was pretty interesting, man, because these are two guys who aren't really looked at as great MCs. They're certainly not very active these days, but hey, man, that's how the rap game works. If you make a hit, you have some slang or something catchy, you will still leave an impact on the game, and OJ the Juice Man and Mike Jones definitely did that in their own way. So I thought that was pretty dope that he was showing them love in his own little way. And overall, to me, this is still a pretty dope project, man. I really don't have too many complaints here. It is a bit short. It's not too meaty as far as content. I mean, he does tell his story and sprinkle in some insight and different perspectives. But some of those tracks, as I mentioned, like Phone Lit, Amnesia, there are a couple of ones that aren't too deep. And on such a short project, they do take away from the overall vibe just a teeny tiny bit. But I would still go with a 3.5 out of 5. I think the beats are dope on this. He's still flowing, coming through with some catchy harmonies here and there. And as a Freddie Gibbs fan, I was happy with this, but I still feel like he did rush it out just to get things off his chest, and hopefully the main course is coming soon, because this shit to me felt like a bit of an appetizer. Like, here you go, I know I've been gone for a while, take this, Freddie Gibbs is still at it, but I want to hear that damn Bandana project with Mad Lib if that's going to happen. So I really feel like his next project will be the big boom. That's the one we're waiting for, but in the meantime, this is definitely worth your time, and I think it will tide you over, man. I know some people weren't too big on this one. I was on Twitter discussing it with some people, and they were really let down, but I don't know what to tell you, man. This is still some dope Freddie Gibbs to me, just not his best work. But even Freddie Gibbs's non-best work is still better than some of the shit that we're getting in 2017. So that's all I have to say about it. This one was a bit ranty. I guess I just memorized all this shit. I wanted to talk about it so bad, I was able to do it without a million, thousand cuts. So hit me up in the comments section with your thoughts. And as usual, make sure you do all that good YouTube and social media stuff, man, where you like my videos, you share them, you follow me on Twitter, you retweet the videos, and of course, man, you got to subscribe to your boy's channel. Help me out, pass it on. Let's get those subscribers up, because I think I'll do another FAQ at 17,500. Thank you for watching, everybody. Click like on the Facebook page too. Got to throw that out there. And I will see you next time.